Hi everyone, my name is Isai. I am a lawyer by profession and a newlywed. I live with my husband in our Metro Manila condominium home, and I am someone who is not used to doing regular grocery shopping and food preparation. A week before the Metro Manila community quarantine started, Jed and I started buying supplies, food, cleaning, hygiene. Again, we are not used to regularly preparing our own meals since we rely on daily weekday food delivery service from Plan Eat. So knowing what to get and how much we should have without hoarding for the next 30 days was a challenge. On day 0, or on 14 March 2020, we decided to do an inventory of what we had: canned goods, frozen goods, fruits and vegetables, etc. I utilized Google Sheet to make our inventory list. The inventory included what the item was, its volume, quantity, expiration date, its kind, whether it was fruit, veggies, meat, condiments, etc., and its purchasing date. To give you an idea of what we have in stock, here is a brief summary of our food supply. For canned goods, this would be our last resort, so just in case of emergency. We had 17 canned meat and 3 canned fruits. For frozen goods, as of 11 a.m. of 16 March 2020, we have 5.25 kilos of meat, which includes chicken, pork, beef, and fish. For breakfast food, we have tocino, corned beef, longanisa, beef tapa. And we also froze a loaf of bread, which we divided into 4 slices. We then placed them in individual sandwich bags, then returned them to the bread loaves plastic so that it would be easier to toast them. For condiments, we have oyster sauce, fish sauce, soy sauce, vinegar, peanut butter, cheese, and so much more. We have for our refrigerated items, we have 2 dozen eggs, gourmet toyo, and a little bit more condiments. For fruits and vegetables, we have 8 pieces of oranges, 8 pieces of apples, some celery, cabbage, potatoes, green bell pepper, tomatoes, carrots, broccoli, and pomelo. For drinks, we have water, of course. Then we have coffee sachets, coffee pods, tea bags, and milk. Through the process of identifying and listing down our food items and understanding our consumption, we were able to come up with the following observations. We consume 0.25 kilograms of meat per meal per day, and we also consume around 2 cups of uncooked rice per day. So 10 kilograms of uncooked rice would last for 25 days. So assuming we consume 0.25 kilograms of meat as a family of 2 per meal per day, and assuming we only consume 0.25 kilograms of the frozen meat once per day, we will have enough supply of frozen meat for the next 21 days. So here are some tips which may be common sense for most of you who do the usual cooking, but it would be good to prioritize and start with the vegetables that we have to avoid spoilage. We should defrost meat that you need to cook for the next day by bringing it out of the freezer and putting it into the refrigerator the night before. So it would be best to prepare ingredients the day before you cook the meal. Other realizations, we would need to buy more vegetables, and we would have to go out at least once per week for fruits and vegetables. And before buying, it would be best to know what you will make first. So I hope that this video helped and or inspired you to get yourselves ready for the community quarantine so we can avoid going out of our homes. I am very well aware that being able to stock up on provisions for 30 days is a privilege denied to many. However, my rationale for this action is to avoid going out as much as possible for the duration of the community quarantine and avoid spreading the virus if I am an asymptomatic carrier. And if you are going to do your shopping, please do not hoard. Please do not hoard, especially those basic necessities that people need for daily living. If you can, please do stay in your respective homes during this community quarantine and go out only in case of an emergency and/or when buying necessary provisions. The community quarantine is not only for you, but also for the greater good of the community. This is for us to contain the rapid transmission of the virus. Let us all do our part and not add burden to our frontliners, our dedicated health workers who are heavily burdened and exhausted. I hope that you will all stay safe and healthy. TTYL.